Oh, welcome back to the Finca, everyone. In case you don't know, if you just found us, we're Sharon and Andy, and we're restoring our 150-year-old abandoned, derelict Spanish farm, basically Spanish farmhouse. It's a stone-built farmhouse. It's given us loads of grief, but we're working our way through it slowly.
We are.
So let's not mess about. What we're on today.
Well, those of you that have been watching, Andy's raised the height of this door, which is the door into our kitchen. He's made it safe. We've got a nice new steel lintel in there.
As it'll go.
But it now needs pointing. So I've been trying to get that done for the last couple of days, but we've had so much rain.
And it's still grim, isn't it?
It's still grim now. So I'm not promising, because there's lots of other things I can be doing, but fingers crossed I will be able to get that pointed up by the end of the video.
And I'm going to try and get the door on. I've still got to make it, of course, but yeah, let's get on with it. Back in the workshop. It's horrible today again. It's cold, it's damp. We've had to start the generator up. I've got a full charge in the compressor, so it should be enough to get this done. Picking up from where we left off in the last one, making the bottom half of our stable door. All I'm doing is putting a bead of glue down the groove and then onto the tongue of the next one, dab the glue on each of the ledges and nailing it together. So I'll get this knocked up now. Okay, so I've got the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 nailed together. You remember again the 6th one, I need to take the tongue off it and cut it to the width that I need, which is 117 millimeters approximately. So I'm going to rip down a full board again, because the ones I've cut off these lengths will do for the top door. So I know they're exactly the same width then all the way down both sides of the door. So I'll get that ripped down now. So all that remains now is to get it in place, and we have the basis of our bottom part of the door. So I'll get this fixed on and we'll have a look in a minute. Right, so there it is. The next thing to do is to oil it, or at least oil the bottom, because I won't be able to do that when it's in place. But yeah, super. And then we can get it on. So I'll slap some oil on this and yeah, see how far I can get with it. I'll just dip a little bit out and see what we get. May do all the front actually. I've got to let it dry though then before I can hang it, so maybe I'll just do the bottom. I don't know. I'm actually going to give the whole thing a coat of oil, because if we put it on and it does rain, it's going to be protected at least. So we'll get it done, starting with the back. Lovely. Right, the door's done. How nice does that look? It's a little bit wet, so I need to leave it to dry. In the meantime, Sharon's doing the frame. Hey, we are getting there with this, aren't we? Sharon's silhouetted there doing the frame. You can't see that at all. All we've got to do now is let this dry, and then we can get the lower half fixed and probably get the other side of the frame in. I'm not sure yet, we'll see how it lies. We need to put a cap on a weather seal between the two doors as well, which is going to be a bit tricky, but I've got an idea for it. And there we go, the black clouds are back. It looks like we're going to get some more rain. Happy days, not. Right, I thought we were all ready. I was going to put the hinges on. I just realised we've got a slight design flaw. The ledges, if you can see, aren't wide enough for the size of the hinges. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a strip all the way down the side here, and then my hinges will go anywhere I want them really. So I'll just cut a piece now, an off cut of course, so I'll get that in. Right, it's in, slap of oil on that, and then I'll see if I can get some hinges on it. Right, okay, so we've done that. I've offered up the hinges, I've marked them, the centres. I'm just going to pile up the holes because they will split the wood, the screws. Thank God my drill's got a light on it. Horrible weather. I had to go into town before to get some more wood glue, and apparently there's no gas in any of the bottle gas anywhere. That's not looking good, is it, either? Right, I'll get the bottom ones piloted and then we'll get the hinges screwed on. Right, okay, top hinges on, just putting the bottom hinge on and ensuring I've got them on the right way around after the last hinge fiasco we had. Got some nice black screws to go with my nice renovated, restored black hinges. And next we can go and hopefully get it on the hanging in place. Well, the weather's not been kind to us at all this week. We've had more rain, it's really windy again, freezing cold. We even got my hat on working in and out of the house. I'm in the courtyard. The bottom half of our door is done. It's dried really nicely. It wants another coat of oil. It's soaked in places, and particularly in the knots it tends to suck it right in, but we can give it that once it's in place. So now we want to try and get this bottom half swinging in here. Super. I don't know how much of that you can see, but I've got it wedged in place where I want it. All I want to do now is just slide the hinges in and fire some screws in basically. So, easier said than done. That's him. We'll give it a whirl. I can't see myself. Right, that's one. I'll carry on, we'll get the bottom one in and then we'll have a look at it, see if it works. Right, so it's on and it opens. Look at that, you can see that at all, it's got just like a silhouette. So super, in fact, look at that, that's lovely. And the thing still goes in to lock it shut. When it's got the frame in, it'll obviously work a bit better. Right, I'll show you from the outside, because you can probably see a bit better. So there it is, perfectly. And it opens and closes. I now need to figure out the frame for this side, because this wall's not straight in any direction either, you'll be surprised to hear. So I think, yes, I'll probably draw a line down the wall where I want the door to stop and where I want my frame to go in, and then chisel that back to make it flat and straight. You can hear that wind. It's not too bad actually. I'll move back a bit. It's just from here where it just bows out a little bit, which will stop me frame going in. So I'm just going to nick that bit off there, and then we'll make it good again afterwards. When that's off, I'll hopefully be able to make me frame a bit. It depends on the power and the wind and the rain, but I'll be able to offer that up then, and see if any other bits just need shaving or sorting out. But in the meantime, get this off. Smashing. Right, I'll carry on and get the bottom bit done and get it all cleaned up. Righto, so I've dug this out. Just about, it looks like it'll go. That's going to go in there like that, and run all the way up to the top. Obviously not this piece because it's too short. And what I need to do is put a chamfer on it in line with that wall, so it'll sit right back against it. Plus make it a bit thinner and it'll match up to this side then. I can't do any more on the stone until I've got the actual piece in, so I'm going to risk the weather, brave the weather, get the saws out, and see if I can cut it. Yeah, the timber I'm using is green pressure treated. I don't know if you can see that, you should be able to, but the frame on that door was bright green when I fitted it, well, maybe a year or slightly more ago, and now you can see it's exactly the same colour as the TNG I used to make the door out of. So I keep saying this, it will all go exactly the same colour, and there's the proof. So I'm going to get a new length out and get some cutting done. So this is the chosen piece, chosen for its knotty character, and yeah, it's nice grain. What I'm going to do first, I'm going to cut the height down. It'll only be an approximate height because I need to cut it level with the other side once we know where it's going to go, so I can put the header on. Hello Jesse's helping. So the first thing to do is get a rough length on it, slightly longer than I need it to be, but short enough so it'll fit in me gap there. Right, so that's how it's going to go. It's in here. What I need to do now is put a chamfer to make it fit flat to the wall instead of just having a corner on it, if that makes any sense at all. So we might have enough power to do that, so we'll go and give it a go. If it's anything like upstairs, it should be about 17 degrees, but I'm going to check it with my bevel gauge actually. So that's the angle that I want. So all I've got to do, all he says, is set my saw to that angle and then rip it down. Let's do it. I'm not taking it with me because it's horrible out there. I'm just going to do it as quick as I can, and I'll be right back with this cut. Right, okay, so it's cut, it's chamfered, it's in, that's how it's going to be. I've clamped it to the door to stop it from moving. All I need to do now is to work out the height I need to cut it down, and then we can fix it in. Right, okay, so what I've done, I've put a level across the top there where my head is going to go, and put a mark on there with the spirit level, so it's exactly level. I've actually clamped this to the door, which I thought was the easiest way to do it. Now in pencil I'm going to just draw a line around this, so that when I come, I'm going to take this away and cut it, so when I cut it I can just put it back exactly where it is, because I know that it's level, and the pencil line will just wash off after. So I'll go and find a pencil and get this cut. Right, so it's clamped, and we've even got a wedge on it to hold it exactly where we want it. I'm going to get a bit of foam in it just to hold it, and then when it's dry we can open the door and do it all in properly, because it's not easy to get through there to get to the outside. So I'll just get in what I can. I don't want it to go on the outside really, because the inside is going to have to be filled in and patched up, and we can trim the foam back if it comes out this way, but I kind of not sure about the outside, so we're just going to try and do it. On the bit up there. Turn it on. Helps, doesn't it? Smashing. Right, I'll carry on working way down. Right, there it's in. It's come out both sides. I'd just like to add, if anyone does consider doing this, this foam is mega strong. All our other doors are held in with it. You cannot move these frames if you try. We've had stuff temporary, we've stuck to the wall with foam. We've not been able to get it off. You know, it really is good stuff. Also, you just cut it back with a Stanley knife afterwards when it goes off, and you can actually point over the top of it, you know, sand and cement, sand and lime, whatever, straight over the top of it, and it sticks perfectly to it. We know this because we did that round the big door on the apartment. So all we can do now is wait for that to go off. I want to put a bit more on the outside in the middle bit because I can't get to it because my gap's too close here, and then we can carry on. Righto, so a bit later on, we've got the outside in. We'll clean it off after. And we've got our little thing, shut the door, half a door, and he just goes in there like that. Fantastic. Next, I think we need to get some pointing done up here. The weather's killing us with the pointing. Inside, as the outside can wait, but the inside, before I can put the header of the frame in. So that might be the next job. If the weather stays kind to us. It's been quite kind at the moment. The sun's popping through a little bit, so we'll keep our fingers crossed. And as planned, it opens right out of the way. So nice easy entrance when we come in now. If you remember the other door, it had this ring, it only came to about there. It was all falling apart. Oh, what a mess. Plus it was only this high. So yeah, we'll just crack on, get this done, get the top half made, then thank God we'll have a door. Well, it's another super miserable day. Can you hear the water running into the deposit? Just about. Right, anyway, we've got to carry on. So Sharon's going to point up these bits here, because I need to put the header in for the door. The piece I cut out of here, I'm going to make into the header. So, but I need all these bits filled in, then we can put the header in and then point up behind that as well. We'll probably do this lot at a later date because it's all got to come off, but we just want to get it weather tight as much as we can. But it's no fun when it's like this, not having a back door, and it seems to be taking forever. I'm also going to cut back this foam on the door here that's come out. Just going to Stanley knife it off, and that'll be all nice and clean and ready. So let's get on with it. This foam just trims off really easily with a Stanley knife, just like that. Stuck to the wall as well, so we'll trim it off that way. There we go, out it comes. So I'll get this off and then we can crack on.
So I'm just trying to fill above the door here, as Andy said, so that he can carry on getting the top of the frame in. Some massive holes, I can get my hand right in here. So I can see it taking me some time, even though there's not that much to do. But I'll crack on.
Okay, so that's all filled up now. Time to put this piece in. It's just going to go in there. It's a really tight fit. I'm just going to stick some glue on it as it goes in as well, and then when that's in there, we can then finish up the pointing up to it to stick it in even further. So yeah, excellent. Come back to you in a minute. Right, so we got the head in. This is just for the door to close up to. I'm hoping there's enough clearance on these stones for the door to come under. I've shaved a bit off it. I can always shave a bit more off. Now we need to get above here pointed, make it all super solid, and we're going to put a bit down the front here. I'll show you that in a minute when it stops raining. So there we go, and that's all in, lovely. We can now make the top of the door, but unfortunately we can't because it's absolutely still chucking it now, still raining. I do all the cutting outside, as you know, so I don't get the workshop full of dust and stuff, and there's no way I can do that today. I've just had a bit of an impromptu job to do. It's still raining, it's not stopped all day, and it's very, very windy, very gusty, and the wind's just caught one of the shutters upstairs on the bedroom and absolutely walloped it and completely knocked the top hinge loose on it. It's very old stone, we've not got around to repointing that bit yet, and so I've just had to go up the ladder in the rain, and I've just stuck some resin in it because I need it to dry quickly, and there's no way I'm getting lime in there in this weather. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that'll do the trick. We're not getting very far today at all, but slowly we are turning this old abandoned finca into our dream home, little by little, step by step. Once we've done the back door, what's next? I think we're going to be working on this, which is the utility room. If you remember, we built a downstairs loo, which is behind me there, ages ago, and we put in a temporary kitchen along there just to tide us over, but now I think we're going to do this room next. Yes, I think one of the first jobs to do is to get all that render off the back wall there, all the plaster, old plaster. We did the same inside the loo, in fact I'll show you, and you can see the wall there. We've still not pointed it yet, but because we've taken the old plastery stuff off, it is absolutely, actually, totally bone dry. So that's what we're going to do with this wall here, where the ironing board is, because it is actually underground. Oh, we've lost my focus. It's actually underground, this wall, so it does get bits of dampish stuff coming through. These are the original animal troughs along here. They've still got the feeder hooks on them where they used to tether them, obviously. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to put wooden doors, lids on these, perhaps a shelf at the back, and then a wooden hinged lift up thing, because this will be it's really useful for storing stuff in. So yeah, that's what we're going to actually keep these. We're trying to keep as many of the original features as possible, so that's going to be coming up. One of the biggest missions, I think, we're going to have to pull the fridge freezer out to get behind it, because this wall, again, the ground slopes down sort of like that angle quite steeply. The window is just above ground on the outside, and we're going to be putting a window back in there, a low one. I've actually ordered the 2 windows for in here, so they're coming soon. We need to take this fridge out, get all the plaster off. I took it all off at the bottom under there, or most of it, but we're in such a rush when we made this temporary kitchen. We just put it in and thought it'll do for I don't know, it's been in what now, 7-8 months since June, no, May actually, no, but 10 months possibly. So yeah, that's coming out, that's all coming off, that's all going to be exposed stone, or the bulk of it, I think. On this side, which is very dark because this is shut, if I open it a bit, it helps a bit, maybe. There's no glass in it, it's shut because it's blowing an absolute gale through there at the moment. There's a window going to be going in there, it won't shut now. That big pot sink, remember we got Lillian and Chris from Tales from the Cave side, that's going in here. We'll probably remake this one. The other one will probably just cover it, shelve it, clad it, I'm not sure yet. And then obviously around the door there you can see we've still got big gaps. When the shutter's shut it's not too bad, but with the gaps it's a proper mess. Going to be a cupboard going up here to hide all the consumer unit and the pipe work for the hot water tank and upstairs feed. Then obviously we've got to sort out the floors as well. The flooring is actually old cobbles. I'll show you. You can see them there. We've got Jessie to sleep on the insulation. That's going into the loo. Why does it keep going out of focus? So we're not sure what we're going to do with these, but that will be the last job. But obviously we're going to be keeping them. Whether we resin over them, we don't know yet. but it might not do anything with them. So yeah, so we're going to call it a day there because we can't do anything because it's just so wet and miserable. But we're going to get this door finished at the first opportunity. Hopefully that will be in the next video, which is Sundays. Then obviously we've got the roof to do as well. That's just been delayed. It should have been done by now. That's just been delayed and delayed by the weather, but we can't do anything about the weather. It'll be alright. It's been like this for years and years and years, forever. So another couple of weeks and a bit of rain won't kill it. But yeah, so next is the utility room, which is behind me there. We're going to be doing that, and then after that the kitchen, then after that the snug. It's going to take a while. We're not the fastest in the world. There's only 2 of us restoring the whole place. So yeah, so thank you so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed the video. If you have, please consider subscribing to the channel. It really helps us out. And we'll see you on Sunday.